everybody, today you're in luck. You're going to learn how to make something super helpful but green and safe for human beings. And if you weren't sure what that's going to be, I mentioned it in a post earlier in the week, and yeah, it took me till Friday, but I've been super busy. And today we are going to learn how to take care of one of the wonderful parts of fall. And no, this isn't going to be about Halloween. Halloween's great. Why would we want to take care of it, right? I'm going to be decorating soon. I'm sure you all have already got there. I've been too busy. I'm going to work on that this weekend. But another crazy thing that happens here in Western Pennsylvania, and I'm sure other places, but I mean, I live here and I've lived here my whole life, so what do I know? Recently in my adult life, we've come across these things called stink bugs, and they are a pain in the butt. And if you've had one in your room at 3 a.m. buzzing around and you can't sleep, you know exactly how much of a pain they really are. Initially, whenever this started becoming an issue and I would get swarms and swarms of them, they seem to never go away, I started collecting them in bottles and trying to release them because I felt bad about killing them. Obviously, when you squish them, they stink and they call in their friends with their smell, and it makes things worse. So what are we supposed to do about this, right? Well, I'm sure you can go to your store like Lowe's or hardware store like Home Depot, and you can buy traps and you can buy sprays and all kinds of stuff like that. But not only do those cost money, but you don't really know what's in those. So I'm going to teach you how to make a relatively safe, I mean, I wouldn't drink it, but it's safer than the chemicals you're going to buy at the store, and inexpensive thing that you can make using stuff you can find at your local department store or grocery store, or I bought most of my stuff at the Dollar General, and those seem to be just about everywhere you look. So I'm sure you can find this. So I have the recipe here. We're going to start with borax, which most people know what borax is, but just in case you don't mind, I keep in this recycled container so it doesn't draw damp because I use it for a lot of things. But I also took the box and cut the front off of it in a terrible fashion because I'm not good at cutting boxes, apparently. But you can at least see that it's the 20 Mule Team Borax. It's in the laundry aisle I bought it from Walmart. And you use it for a lot of things. I use it for my laundry detergent, but it is a great way to kill bugs. Whatever it is, I'm not a bug expert. I just don't like them, so I don't know much about them, but it soaks into them and it dehydrates them. So essentially, stink bugs are actually really hard to kill because they have that really hard shield on the outside, and the combination of the things that we put in this is what actually helps. So borax, first thing you're gonna wanna get. I guess the really first thing you want to get is a spray bottle, because that's where we're going to start. I've used this for many different things. I always try to label them. I rip the label off because this was something I was using for pesticides, but then cayenne pepper and stuff that I use in the garden. Garden time is pretty much over. I'm not really worried about my garden anymore. It's going to seed, and it's the end of the year. It's the harvest. I've gotten everything I wanted from it. So you're gonna go, I think Walmart sells these, but this one actually came from Dollar General. It was a couple dollars. The big deal is that it's huge. Okay, so you don't have to make a lot of it you don't have to make this stuff all the time. You can just make one batch and it'll last for a while. But the great part of it is this trigger. Okay, this thing is like a super soaker for squirt bottles. Okay, so what you want is this one, because then you can shoot them when they go all the way up in the little crevices of the ceiling where you can't reach them, and you don't want to get a ladder to try to get them in your water bottle, because that's what I was doing for the longest time. So you're going to be able to hit them better because you can adjust this to spray a fine mist, or you can adjust it to spray a long shot. So get this kind of, they sell them in the lawn and garden center and other places. Dollar General keeps them in the cleaning supplies, but it's also slightly more chemically resistant than the cheapo ones that you can get at the Dollar Tree that are little, that you pretty much just put water in for misting your hair and whatnot. So you want to start with that. A funnel wouldn't be a bad idea, because then we can get our things into our bottle. We have our borax. Now I know you're gonna say, Misty, you make soap. What do you do in here? What's this? Well, yeah, I have Dawn Because why? Because you guys can all go get Dawn at the store. Now, I've tried this with multiple kinds of dish soap. You want any kind of dish soap, I think will work. Something about Dawn seems to be just a little bit better. I don't know what it is about the Dawn that's better, but I did find that if you use the blue Dawn, that if you have white walls, it will leave a blue spot a little bit on your walls. If you soak it and you spray a lot, if you're a bad aim, I wouldn't recommend using the blue Dawn, but you can also get Dawn with the no dyes. So get the clear Dawn, and it doesn't leave a mark on the wall. That's the big deal. And another thing you're going to need is some rubbing alcohol. I don't think the glare is terrible, but we all know what rubbing alcohol is. Also, I bought it at Walmart. You can buy it anywhere. You're going to need some water, just straight from the tap, because who cares? We're not drinking this. We're not bathing in this. And it's going to we're probably going to use it before it would ever become, you know, foul in some way, that because we're not going to use any kind of preservatives, but there are preservatives in the Dawn and borax, probably the pH. I wouldn't worry about it. We're not going to, it doesn't have to be filtered. It doesn't have to be spring. It doesn't have to be distilled, even though everything I make is with distilled water. But that's because I don't want any of my skincare products to have any kind of bacteria in them. But for this, it's a pesticide. It's a bug spray. Who cares, right? You're going to need some measuring spoons, and you're going to need a measuring cup. And the last thing that is optional is you're going to need peppermint oil. Now, I have this. This is what I use. This is one of my use for random things like laundry and whatnot. Oils Now is a great company. You can use any brand. And when I say any brand, usually I am very strict about the type of essential oils that I use in my products. However, I want this to be something you guys can all get. Now, if you want to go and get the good stuff from Now, you can buy this at a health food store locally near Homer City. We have the BTN on Warren Road in Indiana. Not to shout out to them, but I do buy a lot of stuff from them, so maybe I should. That's where I got this. Also at the Dollar General, this is eucalyptus, but they have a company called Rising Sun, and they sell at Dollar General peppermint oil. I would so recommend that for this particular product that you're gonna make, I would get this super cheap stuff. It's good. I wouldn't want to put it on my skin, but because I don't really know the company that well, but from what I see, it is pure essential oil, or at least it has peppermint, real peppermint in it. So the important part is that you get real peppermint, and it doesn't have to be like high consumable grade because you're spraying it on bugs. So to keep the cost down, I would go get the stuff from Dollar General. This is the same company. This is just eucalyptus. I don't have any of the peppermint. I couldn't find it. I probably used it last year. So we're going to use the good stuff, but you guys can use the cheap stuff, okay? And I think I have everything here. Okay, so we're going to start super easy, right, with our bottle. And we're going to put the funnel in it. I'm going to try to put it off so it's like not right in front of my face. And we're going to start with our borax. We're going to do a half a cup of borax. Now this container, I don't know if it actually tells me how big it is. It's a 32 ounce container. So any 32 ounce container, this ratio will work for. Okay. Now the thing is, you want to get a sprayer that's going to hold up to chemicals, because the borax tends to really clump up. Like if you can see right now, there's some clumps in there, and that's gonna clog your thing. Now if it gets clogged after you make this, you just pour some hot water into like a bucket or something like that and just run your nozzle through that. And of course here it is, it's getting stuck now on me. Just kind of get that down in there. Just like that. And the next thing you're going to put in is your 1 tablespoon of dish soap. What the dish soap really does is it helps it cling to the bug. So, I mean, that's what's going to help keep it active. And then you put 1 tablespoon also of your rubbing alcohol. And that just pretty much keeps your oil suspended through the whole thing so it doesn't float at the top. Obviously, you're going to want to shake this every time you go to use it, but I don't need that anymore either. And then we're just going to fill this up most of the way with water. And then we need to add 40 drops of peppermint oil. Now this seems like a lot. And again, it's optional. You don't need the peppermint oil, but what the peppermint oil does in this particular situation is the peppermint oil is actually a deterrent for a lot of bugs. So when you're pulling like a double duty here, you're gonna kill the stink bug, and wherever you sprayed that spray, it's gonna stay and smell like peppermint. Peppermint will keep the other stink bugs from coming back because it covers up the smell of the stink bug when they release their smells that call everybody else in. So it confuses the other bugs. They're not gonna see, or I guess smell, that smell, and they're not going to know where it's coming from because the peppermint's going to cover it up. Other good thing is spiders don't like peppermint either. A lot of bugs don't like peppermint. So it's essentially going to keep other bugs from coming in where you sprayed it. And I just want to also point out that if you don't have the peppermint oil and you can't find the peppermint oil anywhere, but you can find peppermint extract in the spices aisle of the grocery store, that would work too. It just has alcohol in it, but we already put alcohol in this, so it really won't make that much of a difference. I don't know if it would be as effective or if it would be less effective, but have never tried it, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. So then we just are gonna stick this on here, and we're just gonna shake it. You wanna kind of crack it and let it breathe for a second, because as you shake it, that borax is gonna leave off a little, I don't know, gas type stuff. You're gonna shake it up real good. Crack it again, let the pressure off. And you're ready to kill some stink bugs. If you have any questions, feel free to throw some up in the comments under this video or private message my page. I'd be happy to talk you through anything. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just dump a bunch of stuff in there and then just shake it up. This isn't really something that I'm interested in selling as a product. If for some reason you can't make this yourself and you would like me to make you some, I could, if you really would like that, but it's super cheap and I don't see why you couldn't make it yourself. Like I said, borax I got from Walmart, Dawn you can get from Walmart, the rubbing alcohol you can get from Walmart, you can get the peppermint oil from Walmart too. They have like a cheap area where the vitamins are that you can get essential oils. I don't recommend using those oils for everyday curing and that kind of stuff, but you could use it for this. I want to say thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later.